Suffragette showcases the women that fought for the right to vote and equality amongst men in London. It has an impressive cast consisting of Carey Mulligan, Helena Bonham Carter, and Meryl Streep. But even the fantastic acting and production design can't really save the movie from being a bit disjointed. One of the first things you'll notice is the cinematography. It's really different from other historical period pieces. Those are usually very toned down with very controlled camera movements. In Suffragette, the camera work is handheld and sometimes extremely frenzied and shaky. It adds a visceral feeling to these events that happened over 100 years ago. Usually when you think about these really old historical things, it's very tame, but this delivers the events with a punch. However, I do have a love-hate relationship with it. It's very raw and parallels how modern riots are portrayed, but it's really disorienting sometimes. It's cut very quickly and shot with a zoom lens and is all over the place. I would have preferred if it was more like the Bourne movies where they're shaky but still comprehensible. I love the look and tone of the film. Everything seemed very real and lived in. I had an interview with the director, writer, and producers, and they talked about the extensive research they went through to capture the grimy look of the downtrodden working-class woman. The movie never shies away from rough subjects. It shows everything, including one of my favorite scenes that reminded me a lot of the ending of the Steve McQueen movie, Hunger. Carey Mulligan's character was also pretty good, showing the progression from a quiet, complacent person to a militant feminist activist. The characters aren't black and white either. There's a lot of gray areas on both sides of the war. Brendan Gleeson wants to uphold the law at all costs, but seems to question its validity sometimes. One of the characters questions Helena Bonham Carter's aggressive acts for the movement. The structure of the movie feels very disjointed at times, especially at the beginning. It hops between day and night and major events so quickly that I didn't really know the time frame for a while. None of the scenes feel extraneous, but I wish the transitions were better. A lot is explored and the film ended pretty gracefully, but I feel like a lot of things were left unresolved. It wraps up the movement nicely, but it doesn't really wrap up the characters. It does put a unique stamp on the well-treaded ground of the historical period piece with its modern filming style, but I feel like a lot of it doesn't really stand out. It's good in the moment, but trying to remember it in a month or so would be pretty difficult. I'm giving Suffragette a 7 out of 10.